On Tuesday, we talked about the gap, that quiet space between the life you built and the way you feel standing inside it. The moment where you look around at a life that on paper works and still feels something in you whisper, is this it? Is this all there is? And today, I don't want to add more to your plate. I don't want to give you a 7-step plan. I want to ask you to reinvent your whole life by Monday. I don't want you turning your tender truth into another project you have to manage. Today is smaller than that. Today is about not rushing to fix the gap before you've let yourself hear what it's trying to say. So if Tuesday's episode stirred something in you, stay with me. This one is for the woman who wrote the sentence or thought about writing it and then immediately wanted to explain it away. On Tuesday, I gave you the gap statement. One sentence, I built blank and I feel blank. For example, I built a career I'm respected in and I feel invisible. Or another one, I built a family I love and I feel like I disappeared inside it. Or the last one, I built the life I was supposed to want and I feel like my world keeps getting smaller. And the reason that sentence matters is because so many women are walking around with a feeling they've never had language for. They know they're not miserable. They know they're not ungrateful. They know their life is not bad. But they also know something is off. And it's not just me saying this. This is something that if you go on Reddits and you go on to different forums and Facebook, you're seeing this. So something has gotten quiet. Some part of them has been waiting in the background, hoping they'll finally turn around and say, I hear you. That's what the gap statement does. It turns the volume up just enough for you to hear yourself again. But here's what I want to say today. Once you name the gap, your first instinct might be to fix it. That's what capable women do. And we identify the issue, we make the list, we research the options, we create the plan because we're capable. We solve the problem. And listen, I love a capable woman because I am one. But not everything true needs to be immediately solved. Some things need to be witnessed first. That might be the most uncomfortable part of this whole process. Because if you're used to being the one who handles everything, sitting with a unanswered truth can feel almost irresponsible. You might write, I built a beautiful life and I feel lonely inside it. And then immediately think, okay, so what do I do? Do I need a hobby, a trip, therapy, a new job, a morning routine, a pottery class? Maybe eventually, yes, that could be the answer, but not today. Today, the practice is letting the sentence exist without making it earn its keep. When I first started writing again, really writing, secretly writing romance at night like I was hiding evidence, I didn't know what it meant. I wanted to know immediately. Was this a career change? Was this silly? Was this selfish? Because believe me, all those ideas came into my mind. Was this something I was allowed to want? Was this going to disrupt everything? Because of course, it takes time to all these things and it affects other areas of your life. I wanted the meaning before I let myself have the desire. And that's where so many of us get stuck. We think we need to justify the want before we've allowed to admit it. But wanting something doesn't mean you're about to blow up your life. Sometimes wanting is just information. Sometimes the ache is not an emergency. Sometimes it is simply a part of you knocking from the inside saying, can we talk? So today I want to give you 3 questions, not to answer perfectly, not to turn into homework, and just to carry with you. Question 1, what part of my gap statement feels the most true? Not the most dramatic, not the most impressive, the most true. Is it a thing you built or is it feeling you finally admitted? And then question 2, what did I have to set down in order to build this life? Because remember, you had to become somebody else to continue and create the identity of who you are. Maybe you set down creativity. Maybe you set down rest. Maybe you set down play. Or maybe you set down your body. Maybe you set down your friendships. Or maybe you set down the version of you who wanted things without needing them to make sense. Now, question 3 is, what is one small way I can let that part of me back in this weekend? Not forever, not as a full identity shift, just this weekend. Could you take yourself on a walk without making it exercise? Could you buy the flowers? Could you open the notebook? Could you sign up for a class or for the class that you've wanted for a long time? Could you tell the truth to one safe person? Could you sit down somewhere beautiful for 20 minutes and not be useful? That counts. Those are small counts, especially when you've spent years believing only big, productive, responsible things count. Here's the shift I want you to practice. Don't ask, what do I need to change? Ask, what part of me wants to be included again? That question is gentler and it's also more honest Because for most women listening to this, the answer is not, I need a completely different life. It's, I need to stop abandoning myself inside the life I already have. That is the both and we talked about Tuesday. You can love what you built and still want more of yourself inside it. You can be grateful and restless, and you can be proud and unfinished. You can keep your life and stop leaving yourself out of it. So here's your Friday practice. Sometime this weekend, give yourself 20 quiet minutes. No podcasts, not even this one, no audiobook, no multitasking, no making it productive. Take your gap statement and write it at the top of a page. I built blank and I feel blank. Then underneath it, write this. The part of me asking to come back is blank, and see what comes out of it. Don't edit it. Don't make it wise. Don't make it pretty. Just let the sentence tell the truth. Maybe the part of you asking to come back is the artist, the woman who laughs easily, the woman who moves her body for pleasure, the woman who reads for fun and fiction, the woman who makes friends, the woman who dreams, the woman who doesn't need every desire to be practical before she honors it. Let her speak. That's all. You don't have to fix the gap today. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to defend it. You do not even have to know where it's leading. Today, you only have to stop calling it wrong. The gap is not proof you failed. It may be proof that a part of you is ready to be heard again. So this weekend, don't build a whole new life. Just make one small place for the woman you left out. Same life, more of you inside it. I'll see you Tuesday. And if your gap statement brought up something you know you don't want to keep carrying alone, I have 3 private next chapter sessions open this month. These are for the woman who has a good life but can feel herself shrinking inside it. The woman who doesn't want to burn everything down, but does want to understand what's next. We'll look at the chapter you're in, what's keeping you there, and what one honest next step might look like. The link is in the show notes. And if this episode gave language to something you've been quietly feeling, I'd love to sit with you in that conversation. In Tuesday's episode, we named the gap, the space between the life you built and how you feel standing inside it. Today's Friday integration episode is your invitation to slow down and sit with that truth before rushing to fix it. See you Tuesday.